Jimmy Snuggerud spoke at the Rookie Showcase, and the Blues dropped their pre-orders for their sweaters. And let's just go say the price, it's a little crazy.
Hey, this is Bryn Chen. Subscribe to Locked On Blues.
You're Locked On Blues, your daily podcast on the St. Louis Blues. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And welcome back to Locked On Blues. I am your host of Locked On Blues, Haley Taylor Simon, talking to you about our St. Louis Blues here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. We're going to talk about Snuggie at the Rookie Showcase. Russ Cohen, who does Locked On Flyers, does a lot of stuff with the NHL, and he was actually there in person and sent me the full interview, the little media scrum that Snuggerud had. So I'm going to play that. Prices. Oh, like that's all there is to say when it comes to the prices of sweaters. And then finally, the players are ready. The St. Louis Blues posted a really cool post today that I'm going to talk about. But we have a busy episode. As I said, once it hits September, it's kind of like the season's already begun. But I want to let you know that today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com and win $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So, again, welcome to today's episode. And I want to start off by saying this. When I saw how Jimmy Snuggerud looked, I texted Russ and I said, he looks like he put on so much muscle. And you have to keep in mind that for these athletes, they don't have a long time. Granted, the offseason is a few months, but the amount of muscle that I saw added to his body made me actually excited about what he's going to do this upcoming season. So, with all that being said, I'm going to play you the clip of Snuggie and then we're going to talk about it. But again, all credits to Russ Cohen, aka Sportsology of Locked On Flyers, and again, sportsology.com. So, take a look.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's a color. A lot of blue.
It's a lot of blue. Well, I mean, it is the Blues.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. How does it feel to be here today? Just get to go through all the motions and be a part of this?
It's fun. It's a good time. Kind of meet some other prospects too. Season guys I haven't seen in a little while, but it's good. It's a really fun day.
What lessons did you learn from getting the chance to get in last year?
A lot, a lot of valuable, lessons. Obviously, it was a tough finish to the season, but it's a valuable experience, in the long run. Just being able to learn and grow off of that and stuff, and just meeting the guys and kind of getting down to St. Louis was a great experience all around.
Will it take a little longer to kind of score the way you were scoring in other leagues now that you're being NHL?
Yeah, I mean, you never know, honestly. It's the best league in the world, so it's not easy. You gotta get adapted to it. Hopefully I can, and maybe hopefully playing with some really good players. Like I said, it's the best league in the world. So, just kind of take it day by day and not really worry about it.
Anything you've been particularly excited to catch up with today?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of seeing a couple Minnesota guys, Matthew Wood and Oliver Moore. I was with them yesterday, so to see them again today is cool. And some other, NTDP guys, Pro, Julio, and Leno, and all the guys. It's just nice to see them again.
Can you talk a little bit about Oliver Moore and Cameron Selzke playing
Yeah.
for the Golden Gophers there?
Yeah, I mean, they're both really good players. Moore's, he's a really fast player. He's speedy. It was nice to play with him and kind of, he makes plays quick and he buzzes up and down the ice, so it's fun to play with him. And then, Rinzy's so shifty.
All right, so that was a bit of Jimmy Snuggerud. And I want to say this off the bat when you watch that, didn't he look like he put on a lot of muscle? Again, that was my biggest takeaway from that clip that Russ sent me. What I also want to say too is that being at the Rookie Showcase, it is a big deal. And for me personally, I felt like I saw so much greatness out of him in the 7 regular season and 7 post-season games that he played in. And I think that there's a really cool opportunity for Snuggie just to accelerate. I mean, I love how he talked about the fact that the NHL is the best league in the world because it is. It really is. There's nothing like playing for the National Hockey League. And I have been lucky enough to work with multiple teams in the National Hockey League doing what I do. And I can attest and I can say that it is the best league, but it's just so nice seeing his confidence and just seeing him look so. I don't want to say just locked in, but he just looks like he is ready to go. And for me personally, that makes me really excited about it. And for him to represent the Blues, as I stated, it is such a big deal. I mean, this is the 15th annual. Okay. So this is relatively new. NHLPA Rookie Showcase. And it's hosted in Virginia, which I kind of just thought about, not too far away from me, but still far enough. And over 30 prospects and rookies are there. And again, it's such a big deal for Snuggerud. And he was a first round pick in the 2022 NHL draft, 23rd overall. And he joined the Blues last season. Again, those 4 points, the 1 goal, the 3 assists in the 7 games before the um, 7 points, the 2 goals, and the 2 assists in the playoffs. So again, he has just been rock solid. But I do want to talk maybe about some other players. Sam Dickinson is actually there representing the San Jose Sharks. And the funny thing about Sam Dickinson is that he is one of those players that I am still not going to get over that the Blues didn't get. This is a player, this is a defenseman that is so solid. So again, you're having the best of the best, in my opinions. Rookies and prospects go there, like Matthew Schaefer for the Islanders, obviously. Like that's the big name from this year's draft. Um, but again, I think that for Snuggy to get this opportunity is just really fantastic for him. And again, I can go on and on about the other guys that are there, but overall, I mean, when you look at true talent, I would actually say that Snuggy's probably up there in the top five talent talented players right now, if that makes sense. You do have I do like Ryan Leonard, who is there representing the Capitals. He's really good. And then you also have like Oliver Moore with the Blackhawks, and we know how I feel about the Blackhawks. They have a strong talent class going on. But again, it is a very interesting situation. But again, I see the name like the Sam Dickinson, and I'm just like, yep, that still stings. But it's going to be an exceptional season for Jimmy Snuggerud. And again, being able to represent the Blues, at least for me, just makes me very excited for what's about to come with him, because obviously the organization sees a future with him, right? And it's funny. I'm getting comments here and there saying, "Hale, do you expect him to play a full season?" I do. I really do. I think Snugs is going to make the team out of camp. I think that he is going to play all 82 games. Granted, no injuries, but I do think that he's going to play a full season. He deserves it. He really does. If he was able to play the way he did in those 7 regular season games and then the 7 playoff games, he deserves to be on the team. Period. There is no question about that whatsoever. And I think that anybody who questions if he deserves a spot on the team needs to rewatch the games that he played in. He read the ice so well. And I know I'm going to get people that then say, oh, well, Dvorsky, I mean, he struggled a little bit. Do you think he should make the team? I don't know. I need to see what he does out of camp. I do. I spoke about this prior, and I'll speak about this again. This camp is really going to be something that you should all be invested in. The rookie showcase, especially, which is happening next week, but camp as itself, it's going to be competitive. There's going to be a lot of talented players that are not going to make the roster for opening night, because if that's how big the talent pool is. It's not like this is a predictable camp. I think that there's going to be some players that we might be surprised about. And again, I want Logan Mayu to make it. Like, I am rooting for the younger players because this team right now needs some of that younger speed on the ice. Not necessarily anything else other than the speed. I think the speed is going to be the huge factor if a player that's going to be a rookie is going to make it versus well, it sounds bad to say, but versus a player that maybe had opportunity and just can't get the job done, you know? Sounds harsh, but that's the reality that we're in. You know what's a reality that we're in that I'm actually upset about? The prices of the sweater. Oh, we need to talk about it. But first, I want to talk to you about Monarch Money. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. And that's where Monarch Money comes in. It's an all in one personal finance tool that brings you an entire financial life together in one clean, easy to use interface on your laptop or your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives like you and I. So if you put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you. You can link all your accounts in minutes and you can see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feeling control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. Personally for me, yeah, I first got this read and I was like, "Wait, how much am I actually worth?" Because to be honest, I didn't know. And then I got Monarch Money and now I know. So this is what you need to do because you cannot let a financial opportunity like this slip through the cracks. Use code locked on NHL at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code locked on NHL. Let me go pull up my Twitter account at Locked On Blues, by the way. Make sure to hit that follow button and to like because I am annoyed. I am mad. I feel disrespected. And honestly, I am ticked off about what happened today. So, remember when I told you, I said, hey, the Blues' new note, right? Sweater is going to go on sale today. We talked about it for days, honestly. I was excited and I even said, look at, hold on, to show you, I even got myself a really bad knockoff because I was so excited about this new note sweater. It's bad. And I was going to replace it with the new note sweater, right? I get my email, right? I have my notifications on. I get the email. Pre-order yours today. I'm excited. I go to the website and I can kind of see different options. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I want a home sweater, maybe in a way, but I kind of want a home one, right? I click on it. There's a lot of clicking, by the way. You don't get to see the prices until you click a couple of times. So I finally go to the checkout page, and you know what I see? Oh boy. Remember when I said I thought it was like 232 or something? Nope. 429.99. Oh my goodness. 429 plus there's going to be taxes plus there's going to be shipping, so you're paying close to about 445 for a sweater. And listen, I understand this is a sick sweater. I would love to wear that sweater, but this is why I get knockoffs. Well, I'm going to try to get a better knockoff than this because it is so expensive and it's not accessible to the everyday fan. I mean, I'm sorry, I am, because maybe I sound like, cheap, and I'm not trying to sound like that at all. But for me personally, when it comes to hockey, I struggle big time. Now, there is other options, okay? That was the St. Louis Blues Fanatics on Ice Authentic Pro home jersey. We have the St. Louis Blues Fanatics Premium Row jersey for $189. Again, more accessible. But no, this is the issue. If you want to get a name like a Dylan Holloway or a Robert Thomas with that road sweater that I talked about, which was $189, it then becomes $250. So you know what? 250. I'm not trying to sound like anyway like it's a lot better than 430. But how is this accessible for the fans? How is that accessible? It's not. This is not accessible for the fans at all. Like, okay, I will say though, and this actually kind of sounds a little bad. If you want to get a sweater that might be a little bit on the cheaper side, you can get a home sweater of Snuggerud that's 190. Bushi is 190. Robert Thomas at home is 190. So you get what I'm saying? Like you can get, now this is where I get annoyed. The women's sweaters, why is that 140 when the men's sweaters that I just talked about, they have names. The women's don't have names. I mean, you can customize it, but like still. Now, this is the option that I think you should do if you're somebody like me that you can maybe fit into kid sizes. Get like an XL youth size. They're $90. Okay, I still think that's a little crazy. Uh, I'm not gonna lie. Oh man. Like the infant one is actually the cheapest for $60. I am not trying to say that, hockey sweaters are something that is cheap. I'm not saying that. And maybe I'm in the wrong for thinking, hey, for 150, you can get like a replica. Like you don't have to get like the authentic pro, but just something. I think for a lot of us, right? We're all fans of the Blues and going to games, whether it's at home or on the road, it's costly. Tickets cost money. We buy the subscriptions for, ESPN Plus or whatever you use. We invest a lot of our time watching this team and it adds up. It really adds up. I mean, for me personally, living out of state, every time I buy something, I have to pay for the shipping. Or if I go to see the Blues on the road, I have to usually travel to an arena that's kind of close to where I am at to see them. Like it's not easy. And then every so often when I am able to go to St. Louis, that's like a plane ticket. You get what I'm saying? It's not cheap. I just was so excited to pre-order a sweater, right? But sometimes it's really hard to justify that kind of price. And the other ones weren't as bad, but at the same time, and I know that I talk a lot about how Robert Thomas is my favorite player, but there didn't seem to be a lot of options. Like maybe I wanted a Joel Hofer sweater. You get what I'm saying? Like it just seemed like they had a very select few players. Do they even have a Braden Shen who's our captain? Hold on. Holloway, Snuggy, Bushi, Thomas, Neighbors. You don't have a Braden Shen? Are you actually kidding me? You don't have the captain of your team? Again, this is where I have to say that annoys me because if there's one player that you should have, it should be your captain. Let's go to customize actually and see if we can add a player. So, okay, so this is what it looks like. If you go to customize, you can do a heat press. Wow. Woo! That's going to take 3 weeks. If you do a pro stitch, that's going to be 10 weeks. So if you do a player name, you can choose the name. Okay. Okay. So you could do Natika Alexandriov, Bennington, Bushi, Ellis, Folk. With an A, it's 15. Shenny with a C, it's 15. Suitor. Oh my gosh. So let's go say I do a Shen, right? Let's go see how much money this is. Okay. Again, the sweater itself, it's 139. Okay. Let's go see. We're doing oh my goodness. It's 300 now. Well, I unlocked free shipping. So it does not matter if you got heat pressed or the other press or the stitching. It's going to be an additional 160. So the numbers lie. Oh my gosh. This is a scam. DH High. If you're STL Authentics, I did buy a hat of the new note, but like, come on, this is actually insane. I'm gonna wait 10 weeks of the season will begin already. Like, come on. Be so for real. If I'm gonna pre-order it and it's gonna cost me $300 at least, the least you could do is just have it ready for me to wear. That's actually insane. Wow. Okay. I'm actually kind of puzzled. Okay, FanDuel. Hi. Yes, let's go talk about FanDuel. The NFL season is almost here, and FanDuel is making sure you're ready for a kickoff with a can't miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Personally, I love FanDuel. It is so easy to use. I'm a big same game parlay person. So for me, tomorrow night, I am going to take the Eagles money line, okay? Jalen Hurts first touchdown and Devontae Smith anytime TD. Okay? So this is what you're going to do. If you're ready to play, download the FanDuel app now by visiting fanduel.com to get started. That's fanduel.com to place your first $5 bet. I almost crashed out. That to me was one of the most ridiculous things I have ever seen. All right, so the Blues posted today, and it said the best things you will see today. And I am so excited. So they posted some pictures and it's of the guys in the new note. And I think it's something with like their media day to be honest. Um or something like that. Anyways, we got Tyler Tucker content, Bushi content. Like this is like actually pretty solid considering where we're at. Somebody said, "Can I have Pareko? I miss him." Like the sweater, like even their practice sweaters look so sleek. I'm actually cracking up at this one guy. His name is or Ryan, Blues fan. Not quite. This is my daughter, and I guess his child was born today, so congratulations. But this is insane. Like the players look so sleek and they look so good in that sweater. So I know for the players they look ready to go. Um Also, I want to kind of talk about something with Dylan Holloway because this has been a player that I feel like maybe sometimes we talk a lot about how good of a player he is, and he is, and I'm not taking that away. Like we love Holloway, okay? Um, but I think at the same time, we didn't necessarily well, let's go read the quote and then I'll talk about it. This is from Dylan Holloway on the Cam and Strick podcast, and I did meet those guys, so that was cool. Anyways, Holloway said, "It rubbed me the wrong way how little Edmonton thought of me and our contract negotiations. I'm an Alberta boy. I wanted to go back to a team we went so far with." Hmm. Interesting. Now, here's the thing. I think Edmonton, and I don't know what goes on in the offices, but I think that they really just wanted to just, I don't want to say just stick it out with the older players on the team, the veterans on the team, but it is an interesting take, right? Also, Dylan Holloway's oblique tore off his hip bone. I know that's so disgusting. I don't like talking about it. Actually, that's disgusting, but that's why he needed surgery. So that was a little teaser as to what I'm going to talk about in my next episode. We're going to kind of dive into what went wrong between Holloway and Edmonton. But I'm already seeing Oiler fans saying that they're going to boo Dylan Holloway and, he's a crybaby, whatever. Honestly, get over it. I'm just saying it for how it is. Get over it. He's allowed to feel how he feels because essentially he did get screwed over. So that's that. I will talk to you all tomorrow and how we end every single episode here on Locked On Blues. We're going to do it at the same time. We do this every day. Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, Blues.